Nathan asked if I could make a short video about the multi-blocks that are specific to this mod pack. The big organs. Sadly, you can't see much of these because I made them into HR Giger Nightmare Fuel Dreams. But they work the same. So, what this big red stomach actually does is it takes partly digested matter and turns it into chime. But let's go through the whole process. To get the partly digested matter, you might have found out that in the hydrochloric acid dimension, you sometimes find odd bits and pieces of partly digested plant matter and partly digested animal matter. The animal matter is because sometimes fish spawn in the hydrochloric acid and they die immediately. This is a manual crafting. You just put down hydrochloric acid and you throw a plant matter in there. You can also throw in a whole stack. And then you pick up the hydrochloric acid. And there you have partly digested plant matter. There is a very stupid way to convert plant matter into something that actually is considered animal matter, and that is to use paper. To show you, you can also see the fluid to item transformation here. If I throw this and it stopped boiling, ta-da! I have partly digested flesh matter. What do I do with that? I need pepsine to make plant chime. This happens in here. So I do have a bit of pepsine left here. So let's take a bit of this and a bit of this. So, how to input? There are different ways. When building the big giant stomach, you can take care to align the flowing slime tiles carefully so that they put all the items you drop into the giant stomach exactly where you want them. Or you can do it like I did, because there's an opening here. And you can, while you're building the stomach, just give it basically a catheter. So this pipe just runs straight down, right on top of the block that takes the items. And I don't care about the alignments of the slimes, so both is possible. You can also probably just do it with a AE2 line. And as you can see, it then processes the stuff and it gives out a liquid, which is meat or plant chime. As you can see, this case is plant chime. Now, where do you get the pepsine from? Well, you can make it from crude oil, carbon dust, phosphorus dust, and graphite compound in the fluid mixer. And the fluid mixer is the small red organ. It has 2 fluid outputs, which is very useful. It needs power from the top. And you need it for a whole bunch of things. So you can semi-automate it. Each of the recipes takes carbon dust and phosphorus dust, and then for the several liquids you can then just insert. Let's make half a stack of that. And now, as you can see, it progresses. It's rather slow. And it will start to fill one and then the other output. So, all in all, it can hold 2 buckets of liquid. And the process is very slow. You need a good supply of crude oil. And I chose to then route the fluid into tanks. There are different and probably better ways to use those fluids. So, now you have the chime. Now you need to do something useful with it, and that's where all the salt comes in that you hopefully kept from the brine thingy when you made sodium hydroxide. Also, I would suggest you make jerry cans for this. You can automate this, but it's not very reliable. So you take the liquid, and then you can just hold right click, and out of 10 jerry cans I get 10 lumps of meat of plant chime. Is this useful in itself? No. Because now you need the whole digestion thingy. And it all works in the same way. You drop the inputs and you put the fluid on top. So you start with amylase, then which you get from chucking coal compound in there. Then you go on to use bile, which you can get from sulfur compound. Next is desoxyribonuclease, which is made from coke compound. Then erepsine, which is made from fly ash compound. And then you have, last but not least, maltase, which is made from fluoride, and sucrase, which is made from chloride compound. So you need all those compounds, and you need them in scale, because each bucket will need 1 compound. And in the end, you get usable digested matter. You can automate this with the rolling machine, but you need to provide the rolling machine with the fluids. So you need either a system to change out the fluids, or you need just a whole bunch of rolling machines that feed into each other. You can also use this block, a fluid outlet from Immersive Engineering, that when powered, every once in a while releases a fluid block. I found this to be not too reliable, and my usual modus operandi is I have tanks that hold 64 buckets. So I prepare these by chucking in a stack of each of the compounds, and when it's full, I just start with making one stack of each of the chimes and then go through that with a jerry can, which takes 7 clicks to load, and I can just hold the right mouse button in there and it's no big problem. What do you need the usable digested organic matter for, actually? Well, all kinds of things. Mostly these dumb machine structures. They take 5 per. So you need to make those in bulk because you need a lot of machine structures for all the advanced rocketry stuff and some other machines, and it's expensive and it's annoying. Right.